The Asian story of our lived experience, the deep history of 5,000 years of Chinese and Indian history is there, but not the contemporary, not the modern. And I know that there are artists, because I grew up with them, who were making, and how come we couldn't see them? So that's what led me into that path very actively, because I wanted to expand the conversation. I wanted to see my story as part of that, because there were so many of us, the diaspora around the world. And that's what actually led me to Hong Kong. I'm Suhanya Raffel, the M+ Museum Director. I've been here now almost 10 years, a little bit over actually. And when I think back of my life, it's a very interesting journey. I was born in Sri Lanka, and I was there till I was 14. The mid-70s, we migrated to Australia, which was a big shift, a huge cultural shift, as much as it was something that has influenced how I think about the work that I do. I think my earliest artistic awakening would have to be introducing music into my life as a child. I learned ballet, I learned Sri Lankan Kandyan dancing, I learned the piano, I learned the cello, I was given elocution lessons, I was given lessons in dressmaking, in all kinds of things. A friend of my mother's who was a painter and who I loved being near, and I would spend nearly every afternoon in his painting studio. For me, the studio was a space that I adored. It was a laboratory space full of tubes of paint and pieces of paper and ink and brushes, and it was messy, but also the smell of oil paints was something that I'll never forget. My journey into Hong Kong came much earlier. As part of my Asia Pacific triennial work, I would come every year to Hong Kong, to mainland China. I would work also in India and Japan. These are the places that I would come every year as part of my research. So I got to know people, many people. I was very aware of the West Kowloon project and what was happening with that in Hong Kong. And then when Lars Litvey was the director, the first director for M+, he reached out to me because by then I was at the Art Gallery of New South Wales working on another capital project, the expansion of that institution, to help him think and work together with West Kowloon on structuring the museum. So I had already begun some of that work. I came and did an M+ Matters here with the team. And so when the job became available, I put my hand up immediately. Hong Kong is a visual culture city in every sense. It's kind of soaking in that, whether it's the architecture, the street life on the ground, how design works, how painting works, how sound works. It's already a visual culture city. The story of migration is very common to many people. We all do it much more now. But my first experience of migration from Sri Lanka to Australia and then going back to Sri Lanka after spending, I think, 5 years in Australia before returning to Sri Lanka was understanding what belonging meant. And it changed subtly but very surely. And I realized that that shift of moving between places and being for substantial lengths of time in those places meant that I also became of that place. And it's happening now for me here, Hong Kong, 10 years. I think, yes, now I'm of this place. We are many things, and we are richer for it. We are better for it. We understand more because of it.